You are listening to the East Texas Banner right here at easttexasbanner.com. We've got the privilege today of sitting down once again with Newton County Judge Ronnie Cochran. Judge, I appreciate you taking time with us this morning. Wanted to get together with you and just kind of go over a few topics, some of the things that are going on and circulating. You know, obviously the rumor mill's hot, and we try to at least, help in the process of getting information out to the public. But, there's been some talk in the area about broadband companies coming.
Yes.
I know we've already got Highline that's already come through here, Newton area, Spectrum as well. I mean, what else are we looking at, man? I mean, are we going to have, is it going to feel like Verizon, T-Mobile, Sprint, and everybody else running in?
Basically like that. Now, from what I'm understanding is our local phone company, they're beefing up their infrastructure.
Okay.
I guess to help compete with the Highline and the Spectrum. And then DETCOG had received a grant for broadband services. So it should be started sometime this year for Newton County. A lot of it's fiber underground, but it's broadcast. Some of it's going to be broadcast from towers. So you will have 4 or 5 different options for broadband internet within the coming years. So along with Spectrum, Highline, I can't even think of their name right now. I want to say Windstream, but it's not Windstream.
But we're going to have more than one option.
Yes, you have AT&T, and then whatever provider DETCOG uses.
Okay.
So we'll have lots of different options.
Is it odd to you that all this fiber is going in all across?
It is, but if you look at rural America, the government is just throwing money at, when COVID hit,
right?
Rural America, they could not have school online.
Okay.
So the money was just...
So we think this is mainly for schooling?
Yes, it's mainly because, there's disadvantages for rural America because, they didn't have the fiber access.
Right.
Schools couldn't happen during, when the pandemic. So you couldn't have online schooling.
Okay.
So, this is their Band-Aid to fix it all.
I got you.
All this fiber in rural America.
Carbon capture has been a big deal.
Yes.
Still a growing topic here throughout Newton. From what I'm understanding, Deweyville may not be the only location in the county.
I'm hearing rumors. I don't know anything for a fact, but I hear that there's another couple of companies looking at Newton County as far as carbon capture projects.
Really?
So I'm not 100% sure. I'm just...
That's just what you're
hearing rumors.
Well, you guys are getting beat up for not coming and telling the public as soon as everybody came and sat with y'all the first time. So, so you're hearing rumors that there's another company that may be looking at Newton County.
Yes.
Okay. For carbon capture.
Yes. Nothing
definitive.
Nothing definitive.
Okay.
Just rumors.
Okay. Electrical distributions. I know there's 500 kV line coming in north of us.
Yes.
Tell us about that a little bit.
All right.
What is that exactly? I mean, what is that for? Is that like is it going to be some sort of power station or something like that? Or
eventually, I think there will be another generation source up there. But back when they had to freeze and the state of Texas had to rolling blackouts, well, now the state's trying to beef up its infrastructure on the grid. So up off 692, Energy is building a new 500 kV line. It's going to go across Newton County, Jasper County, turn south and go into Montgomery County. I don't know the final destination on it. And then down south, from what we're hearing, Energy is buying the power plant in Hartburg.
When we're talking about
Cottonwood? They call it Cottonwood.
Okay.
Okay, Energy is buying that plant. All right, they have one of their generating trains, or it really wasn't explained to me. One of them's offline, so they're having to bring equipment in to increase generating capacity. So they're building another, and I think it's a 375 kV line going out from that plant onto the Texas grid.
Okay.
And I'm not sure where the final destination. And they probably have routes, but until the Public Utility Commission chooses whichever route they're going to use,
Right.
they probably don't know for sure right now. They know the starting point, they know the ending point, but they don't know the route.
I got you.
Because on the 500 kV line, they had 10 or 11 different routes proposed, and then the Public Utility Commission picked a route for it to run.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So that, they have to follow up with the state, and then whatever route they choose, that's what they take.
That makes sense. Data centers.
Data centers, yes.
It sounds like, on top of carbon capture, on top of power generation, data centers are becoming, or Newton County is becoming a target for data centers.
Yes.
And so what's your thoughts on that?
As far as once President Trump mandated that the data center provide its own electricity. So if they build a data center, they're going to build a power plant to power it. So, one good thing on that is, a lot of the newer data centers, they don't use the water that some of the previous ones have.
Okay. You mean the amount?
The amount of water. They use water, but they don't use the amount of water for cooling.
Okay.
And so, in one data center added to Newton County's tax rolls would lower our tax rate for get it off the back of the homeowners.
So if that happens, say some sort of industry comes in, is that kind of your proposal? Is that it can benefit the people from a tax standpoint? You would push to lower the taxes.
If it would lower the tax rates on the people and not cause any harm, I would push for it.
Okay.
And that is my goal, lowering the tax rate off the homeowners and shifting it to a lot of these businesses to where, a person 65 years old can still live in their home.
Sure.
And not pay forever on it.
Gotcha. Okay. So does it look like we're earmarked for data centers here? Or what's your...
It looks promising. I'm not 100% sure, but, you never know till the company, announces it. So,
Gotcha.
but, if they do the data center, along with this 500 kV line, eventually they're going to have to build a power plant,
Right.
because it's feeding off the existing one coming through. So they're building a big substation. Future generation, they're going to have to build a power plant. All right, data centers, they're going to have to build a power plant. Our biggest tax contributor in Newton County right now is the Cottonwood plant. So you add 2 more power plants, in a data center, that right there would knock
Change the
our tax
game.
rate in half.
That would change the game.
Yes.
Completely. I mean, we should have plenty of tax revenue coming in.
And then, you get that coming in. You get all your ancillary, the roads, they beef up the roads. They help the community. So,
Sure.
it just benefits Newton County residents all the way around.
No doubt. Talk to me a little bit about the grant money payback, kind of where we're at with that, with the...
Okay, now we paid the first $225,000. We've got, we're marketing some of the properties that were bought out using, actually it was county funds that we didn't get refunded by the federal government. So we have one property, it's 118 acres, borders Cow Creek and the Sabine River.
Okay.
So we're getting a lot of interest on that property.
But the objective is to sell the property off.
Yes, sell the property, pay
How much is left to pay, do you know?
500 and it was 806,000, so we paid 225.
Okay, so whatever the difference is.
That's like 580, somewhere
Okay.
along in there.
And so you feel like from a real estate standpoint, you have enough real estate
We have enough real estate to
justify paying it off.
Yes, and the county don't want to hold the real estate.
Sure. So is there anything that you want to clear up in regard to eminent domain?
Okay. All companies have, well, pretty well all companies have eminent domain as a last resort. And that's given to them by the state. If it's any project that will benefit the citizens or majority of the citizens, they do have eminent domain rights, but that is always the last resort. If their right of way is chosen, the project will work with the landowners and pay them for, easement across their property. And I've seen instances like working pipeline where, people will hold out for more money, and, try to get more money out of them, and they'll work a deal out with a neighbor and just, go around them, especially on pipelines.
Sure.
But it's always market value. People are compensated well if they cross their property.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and that's with pipelines, power lines, any type of right of way
Yeah.
that, for public utilities.
What's the latest on the community center?
Community center, they're working on, slab's not poured yet, but they should be working on the forms, the plumbing and the electrical, in the forms. So I think within the next couple of weeks, we should have a slab for the community center.
So we've already broken ground.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very cool.
There's a lot of dirt work's been done,
Sure.
so
Okay.
it's moving along.
Here over the past few months, your assistant left
Yes.
her position, and now it looks like, from what I understand, there's been a lawsuit.
I don't think it's a lawsuit at this point.
Okay.
She did demand a payout, basically,
So she's wanting the county to pay her
yes, she's wanting the county to pay in lieu of suing.
in lieu of suing.
Yes.
Any idea as to what she's asking for?
Well, I heard it was $1 million. Well, we were told in court it's $1 million.
You were told in court it was
Yes.
$1 million. So she's basically asking for $1 million
Yes.
in lieu of not suing.
Yes. And that stems from, she felt she was being harassed by some of the offices here in the county.
Okay. What's the county's position currently on paying that?
The county, we have insurance through Texas Association of Counties, so they have, we have reported that to TAC.
Okay.
They have assigned an attorney to the case. So, and like right now, we don't know where it's going to go or what's going to happen, but we're just waiting to find out.
So you were her boss, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you verify that she was harassed?
Yes, to a point, yes.
Okay. Okay. So now it's in TAC's hands, and TAC's going to have to do
Yes.
it. Okay. Okay.
Well, basically, it's in her hands if she decides to, file a lawsuit.
Right.
So it's basically in her hands. But we do have legal representation from Texas Associated Counties on it.
Okay.
So,
Right. Any last things you want to put out here before the people?
hey, I just want to, I haven't actually had a chance to thank everyone, but, the elections passed us. We had to recount.
Yeah.
Uh,
Final.
Finally, we got all that done. But hey, I want to thank everyone for putting their trust in me, and another 4 years, and thank you very much. So I plan on doing my best, giving it 110%, and helping move Newton County forward.
There we go. Judge, I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.